The only ones playing, actually, yeah, but it was fun.
I told you about how tech companies like Tencent and Baidu are up as much as 50,000% since 2004. But it's not just the tech firms that are soaring. Look at some of these real estate and construction firms that are making people simply extraordinary gains. China Fortune Land Development soared more than 8,000% beginning in 2003. China Overseas Land and Investment also soared roughly 8,000% beginning in the year 2000. China Resources Land soared more than 6,500% beginning in the year 2000. Country Garden Holdings soared 1,400% beginning in 2008. The list goes on and on and on.
People now talk about a new crop of companies that are coming up. Many of them, not all of them yet listed. TMD is the new acronym that you'll be hearing a lot about. Toutiao, which is an AI-driven news site, which is massive. The actual company is called ByteDance, but their flagship product is Toutiao. Meituan is another one, which is a sort of online services platform. O2O, as it's called in Chinese, where you can do everything from book seats in restaurants, order takeout, or buy movie theater tickets, or get discounts on things, group buying. It's enormous. And then finally, D stands for Didi Chuxin, which is like the Uber of China, but on steroids.
Yeah. Kaiser mentioned a business called Meituan. It's the biggest food delivery platform in the world. You can order from thousands of restaurants on your phone and have food delivered to your door. Get this, Meituan is worth more than twice its American counterparts, Yelp, Groupon, and Grubhub combined.
China has really come to a stage. Its technology and product hunger is really unparalleled. It's not seen anytime, anywhere else in the world and in the history. So we're talking about really more than 1 billion people upgrading their lifestyle, pretty much catching up to US and European style, but in a very dramatic manner.
China has seen technology develop very much in lockstep with its really rapid environmental growth. There's a kind of faith in the ability of technology to deliver better lives. Compare that to the United States right now, where there's a lot of anxiety about technology.
This will be a rising economy. I'm not seeing, the market degrading itself anytime soon. I think it's still going full steam ahead. China is the second largest economy today, and I think it will probably keep growing and become the biggest consumer market in the world. It will be there with or without your capital. Okay, so it's really your call.
There's a saying in the financial world that money flows to where it's treated best. And right now, the best place to build and grow wealth is unquestionably in China, which is why the smart money is moving here. The money being made here is like nothing we have ever seen in human history. What's crazy to me is that despite all the evidence I've shown you, the mainstream media in America still loves to hate on China. Look at some of these recent book covers. But here's the truth. Already, the best investors from America, including our most famous and successful investor Warren Buffett and his business partner Charlie Munger, are here in a big way. So are Bill and Melinda Gates, the Yale and Harvard pension funds, Goldman Sachs, Bill Gross. And by the way, speaking of millionaires and billionaires, according to the BBC and the latest figures, China is producing 2 new billionaires every week. That's twice as many as were created in America over the same period of time. And get this, the country recently created 1 million new millionaires in a single year. That's more millionaires in a single year than the total that exists in the wealthy nation of Switzerland. But it's not just individuals making huge money. There are many success stories for small businesses too.
So I give you one example we invested in. It's a French company. It's called iTechCare. So this is a company with a cutting-edge technology that could cure glaucoma using the ultrasonic technology. It's the only company in the world that is capable of doing that, but it was a local company. It was a French company based in Lyon. Today, we took this company to the China market, and it's already in more than 30 cities in China, and is doing business really well.
Jerry told us the money they were making in some of these individual Chinese cities is as much as they were making in all of France. And there are others making extraordinary gains as well. America's #1 venture capital firm, Sequoia Capital, has even set up a division in China. They recently made more than 1,000% return worth millions of dollars on one of their investments. And the most profitable investment in the history of the world was made here, a 500,000% gain in roughly 17 years. Bloomberg called it the deal of the century, and for good reason. That type of gain turns every $200 invested into more than $1 million. That investment was made by a man named Koos Becker and his company, an investment firm called Naspers. What they did was invest in Tencent, even though most Americans had never heard of it. Again, the smart money is moving to China, simply because this is the best place to turn a small investment into a sizable fortune in the years to come.
And I left the U.S. for China, where I am right now, because frankly, in all my life, I have never seen such wealth creation happening in the size and with the speed that is happening right here, right now in China.
But I moved to Asia because of China. I want my children to grow up speaking Mandarin, and in their lifetime, China will be the most important country.
As an American investor, I think this is the, in my personal opinion, I think this is a once in a many years opportunity to dive in.
You've seen the incredible new technologies and innovations coming out of China that almost no one in America knows about yet. I've told you about the huge economic tailwind of this market, how another 300 million people migrating to cities and moving into the middle class will create the biggest consumer market in history. And I've told you about how so much of the smart money is already in China. But there's a huge part of this story that I haven't even mentioned yet. In fact, it's what got me so interested in China just a few years ago, and might be the most important part of this incredible story. In short, there are two enormous piles of money, I'm talking over $1 trillion total dollars, that are about to get pushed into the Chinese stock market. This new money is absolutely 100% coming to Chinese stocks. And nothing like this has ever happened before in the history of the financial markets. Not on this scale. Here's the deal. A group called MSCI, which stands for Morgan Stanley Capital International, controls where a huge portion of international money is invested. And for the first time ever, MSCI is forcing hundreds of billions of dollars from the world's biggest mutual funds, pensions, and insurance companies to be invested in local Chinese stocks.
There's going to be a sea change around China because as the largest asset managers, the largest pension plans globally, they're going to be coming here for the very first time because they have to own these stocks, these bonds that we hold today.
This process started in June of 2018. The next waves of money are scheduled to go into Chinese stocks in May and August of 2019, with even bigger moves after that. We're talking hundreds of billions of dollars in total. Never in my career have I seen a way to legally front-run many of the world's biggest money managers, but that's what you can do today by buying the exact same stocks they are going to be soon forced to own. This development has barely been reported in the mainstream press, but the few folks who have picked up on it understand the consequences. As the BBC reported, this is definitely a game changer. But this secret boost to the Chinese stock market won't remain a secret forever. Once these big American institutions have their money invested there, you will begin to hear them talking up the great new companies in China every chance they get.